What's up, everybody? This is NetworkBret. I've been getting a lot of questions like, what did you use to prepare for the CCNA? I'm going to keep this video short and sweet. There are going to be affiliate links where possible. If they can all be affiliates, they'll all be affiliates. I'm not sure. Anyways, let's get on with it. I use basically 4 resources to pass my CCNA. Not going to waste your time. If you just want the resources, here they are. This is what I use. I use Neil Anderson's Udemy course. I use the official cert guide books that I read through. So here's one of them. They're pretty thick. There's actually a newer version in this, so I'm going to include the newer version link. So some things might have changed, right? Because I think they've added some cloud type things to it. I'm not sure if there's a guide where you can just get the stuff from the newer exam because it just changed August 2024 and I took it right before it changed intentionally. I had been studying for a while and I was like, oh man, they might make the exam a lot harder or something. I better test quick, you know. If you're studying for an exam and you know it's about to change the next month, go ahead and take it. Anyways, so the OCG Books official certification guidebooks is what I'm meaning. Boson Labs and Boson exams. So first, Neil Anderson's Udemy course. If you recognize this guy, you probably are sick of this guy. The way he explained things as well, but the content sometimes can be so dry, it just like literally hurts to get through it because the CCNA is just not that interesting. I'm gonna be honest, it's just not that interesting. It's cool the first time you're running through it and you're like, okay, this is how networks work. I never really knew how things were traversed over the internet. Okay, this is interesting. Now you have to beat yourself over the head with it for months, maybe even a year, to try to pass this exam. It's really just it's hard stuff, man. So yeah, him. Then I got the books, of course. I think you can't go wrong with the books. Again, they're pretty dry, but I think this is the best way to get a real understanding of what's going on. I think the books explain things really well. Not everybody can read as well, but when like the thing about the CCNA is when you're hearing Neil Anderson go 1.0.0.0/32, it's really hard to focus. And then once you get to the labs where there's a bunch of different IPs, imagine hearing that 4 times in a row. It's just really hard to get your mind around. Where I think the books are very valuable because you can just read them and kind of skim over the IP addresses. So you don't have to hear somebody say 100.17.7 blah blah blah, you know? So I think the books are very valuable in that sense. Um, Boson Labs are are definitely one of the best things you can get. I have a big picture of some of these. So this is kind of the format that the labs are in. They have an overview of what you're doing, and then for each question, they have like a little explanation. I took some screen caps. I'm sure he's not going to mind, but they'll have terminals basically where you can actually configure this stuff on the web. So I did a lot of the studying at work. I didn't have to have a whole lab set up on my work computer. I just had to log in. So that's pretty nice. Um, so yeah, he'll have like the assignment, and then this bottom picture you see here, what command verifies interface is running on OSPF, blah blah. It actually shows you the command you'd use in bold, so it's pretty easy to skim through. If you want, you can use it without this little cheat sheet answer. So I mean, it's very very valuable. I can't imagine how I would have passed without it. I tried to take it without it, and actually, I did not pass my first time. That's when I bought the Boson. That's when I started labbing. That's when I started doing the Boson exams. So very very helpful for me from experience. I tried it without, I tried it with. It's a little bit expensive, but you know, some things are. Then Boson exams. This is a must-have, man. Like I tried to do my first time, I tried to do some little app that just basically had multiple choice, but the questions were not nearly as heavy as the real exam. I got caught by surprise, and I really failed the crap out of that thing. So Boson exams, I'm gonna give you. This is another screen cap. I'm sure he's not gonna mind if I use one screen cap when I'm promoting his stuff. Um, Now, I'm not currently affiliated, but when I post the video, I'm going to try to get an affiliate link. So I'm not being sold this. I just think it's great, great stuff. So this is the type of question you might see on the real exam and in the Boson. So I'm not saying they're the same. I don't know how he sourced them, but it's a long ass question, right? So you're looking at this and you're thinking like, did I have to read all that? Yes. And this is one reason the CCNA is hard. So let me see what he's saying. You show IP OSPF interface. Well, which of the following statements is correct? Yeah, so basically you read this question, right? And you have to know where to look for certain things. Like the BDR has a priority higher than 50 as number B. You have to know where to find the BDR, what the number is, because there's a lot of different numbers here, you know. Router 1 can establish adjacencies with only two routers. Well, then you have to know some other information like how do routers form adjacencies? What are the requirements for routers to form adjacencies? Things like that are really hard. And when you take the exam, they're literally going to ask you super long questions. Like, I had a couple questions. I can't share what they were, but you see this output on here. It was basically that output, but multiple choice. I was like, what is going on? Um, so things like that, you kind of have to know, like, and if you're not familiar, in this, he did the command, the first line, router 1, and then he wrote the command. The rest of it is output. So what they're really asking you is, can you read the output of the commands that you need to know how to use to like troubleshoot things and stuff like that. But when you see this, you're almost like, what is going on here? All of this is returned by the command. Maybe not all of it is important. You need to figure out which parts are important. So yeah, super, super hard exam. I definitely didn't have a fun time with it. These are all the resources I used. I hope this helps somebody else pass. Like, comment, subscribe if you want. If you don't, that's fine, but I'd appreciate it.